Yeah, it's a great retirement plan for people if you're looking at something different. I would definitely look at a motorhome just for the luxury, you know, just for that space, which is all what we need. I would have had to stay at work and just worked until I was 65, but I thought 55 was a good age to go. Everyone was going and I thought, yeah, I'm going to go.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're meeting up with Alan, otherwise known as Mank on the Move, who retired early into his motorhome 9 years ago.
We get a full look inside what Alan calls luxury, so definitely stick around for the full tour. We hope that you like the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you think. Back to it.
My name's Alan. I'm also known as Mank on the Move on Instagram. And I've been living in the van for just over 9 years. I was in a flat and I was coming to the end of working, and I couldn't have afforded to live in the flat if I wasn't working. So that was the thing I had to look at. The only thing I could think of was buying something else, something smaller, manageable, and a motorhome was what I looked at after looking at a static. And that's what I did. And that was the only, I wasn't forced into it. It was like a voluntary thing I wanted to look at and do. And I bought this and I've never looked back. I worked at the University of Manchester for 33 years and I was looking at early retirement. So I was looking at buying a static in North Wales. And then as I was looking on Google search, at the bottom I seen this title saying the world is my lobster. So I thought I was intrigued, so I clicked on it. And it was a story of a woman called Susan Shaw Cooper. And she was I think she was 63, and she was a disabled lady. And she bought a Winnebago and travelled around with this big Great Dane dog and a disability scooter on the back. So I printed it off, went home, read it, and I thought, I'm not buying a static caravan anymore. I'm going to buy a motorhome because that lady can do it, I can do it. And that's exactly what happened. I bought it with this, I had like £80,000 lump sum, and I thought that's going to be ideal for me to find something. So I found this, and it was up for 42,995. I knocked him down to 42 and a half. He won't take any less than that. It was only a year old, he'd done 5,000 miles, and it was the spec I wanted, and that's what I was looking at, the spec. I had to do my research on that more than anything else. And I went down notice and bought it, put a £2,000 deposit on it. Went back 10 days later, it was ready to go. This is my home. This is Bailey. He's a Bailey Autograph 765 motorhome. 2.2 engine, which is really underpowered because it's 3.8 tons and it's still underpowered for the size, but it's a Ford Transit, so it does it gets you there. I went for some of this size because originally I was going to go for the 4-berth. But my two girls, who were only 6 and 7 then, didn't want to sleep together. So which would have meant they would have to sleep in the same bed. So they said, I'm not sleeping with her. So we ended up getting a 6-berth, which was a blessing in disguise really, because it's enabled me to have all the space I've got. So thanks to them really. It's really difficult to sort of compromise, isn't it? Because I've got everything I want in this. It does everything I want. It's massive, it's so comfy, but I can't get to places where a stealth van can get. So, but then I don't want a smaller van because what of the luxury I've got in a bigger van. So you can't have both together, it's one or the other. On the top, you've got the skylight, and then you've got two 240 watt solar panels from there. You've got a smaller solar panel at the back, which is only 100 watt, which didn't really cut it. So I had to get two bigger ones, which is what I did. I've got two leisure batteries, powers them up, and it works not just off sunlight, it's off daylight as well. Yeah, water it's a 100 litre tank, fresh water, 100 litre wastewater, and you fill up wherever you don't, your graveyards mostly, friends' houses, relatives' houses, garages, and then if that all fails, Aldi or Lidl or wherever supermarket and buy whatever you need. They do the 5 litre bottles and just crack on with that. That is the aerial for the TV. The LPG, there's two 11 kilo bottles in there. So that just unscrews, fill up and screws back on, and that's it. Yeah, that's just solely for heating and cooking. That's all it is. I think it holds about 30 quid's worth of LPG. It's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it? You use less in summer than you do in the winter, which would you do in a normal house anyway. That's the only downside of a Bailey 765, I think, is the garage space. It's just non-existent. There's so much stuff packed in there, honestly. Oh, Ryan, why have you asked me to do this? It's really, you can't get in it. Yeah, that's the small garage space. You don't want to go in there. This is my bike. I use it for when I park up somewhere and I need to go. If I can't get into the town or wherever I'm going, I just take my bike off and away we go. You got to have a bike. You need some other form of transport. I know some people pull around a car, or they've got a motorbike or a scooter, but a push bike is just, you're not paying any more extra tax or insurance, are you? You just got your bike. I think it's about 7'4" wide, I think it is, which is great, but yeah, you have trouble getting in some places. Some car parks you won't get in. It does take a lot of scratches on the side of trees and stuff when you're going down country lanes, but you got to sort of not be bothered about that, because you're going to get it all the time. This here is the freshwater fill. It goes 100 litres fresh water. That's the toilet. Toilet cassette is inside there. This here is the thing called the whale system. If you don't want to pour water in manually, there's a fitting I have that clicks on there, put it onto the tap wherever you get your fresh water from, and then turn it on and then fill it up, and it'll fill up. And that is my hookup. Hookup very rarely gets used, but yeah, I've got a hookup there. Yeah, you are fully off grid. Well, I can be fully off grid to a point where you run out of gas and you've got to get back on grid to get the gas. But other than that, yeah, I don't need anything else really. I've got water and you got no bills, have you? There's no bills at all. There's no water, there's no gas bill, electric bill. There's nothing like that. You're just totally free of all that stuff. Just my phone bill. Other than that, nothing else. Nothing. Stress-free in that, yeah, in relation to that, yeah, it's stress-free. You're not worrying about how much your bill's going to be, how much it's gone up, how much they put it up by, because, because they do, don't they? They just put bills up and you've got no control over it. Well, I've got complete control over how much I spend. I can live when it comes to be on my pension, on my work's pension, quite easily. Mostly, it's just diesel and gas and food, that's all it is. Diesel, if you park up, stay for a couple of days, you're not moving as much.
How does that compare if you were to keep your flat?
Oh God, I could never have done it. My outgoings were like just over £1,000 a month, and that's just without food. So there's no way I could have done that. Not living in a flat. No, I would have had to stay at work, and just worked until I was 65. But I thought 55 was a good age to go. Everyone was going, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to go. Yeah, it's a great retirement plan for people if you're looking at something different and waking up. Well, everyone says about waking up somewhere different every day. It's not all about that. It is about the people you meet and like the experiences you have in later life. Now I've retired and I'm getting older. I've had better experiences now than before. I met some amazing people, lovely, interesting people who have enriched my life big time. And I've really enjoyed every minute of it. It's been brilliant. And I always say to people, like when I meet them, you've really enriched my life and I'm so glad I met you. I would never have met you without the van. And it's that paradox you have. If I wouldn't have got the van, I wouldn't have met this person and had such an amazing time with them and shared nice experiences. Travelled as well. I mean, Europe travel is what I love and it's the way forward. So it's just pity that we're not that as advanced here in the UK as we are in like France, particularly France, where you're welcome with open arms, aren't you? My favourite thing is the travel and where you can be when any given time. It's up to you. You're only limited by your own imagination, really, aren't you? The downsides to me are really living in the UK in a van is finding places to park up, where a lot of people complain about that. That councils are not as forward thinking as they are if they have councils abroad. They're more forward thinking and welcoming people who live in vans and do travel around, and then they see it as like a benefit to the businesses. It's just so difficult. Some councils are forward thinking, but majority of them aren't, and it's really a shame because we're just like years behind. You know, Europe in general, if you've ever been, you'll know exactly what I mean, but anyone who's been in a van and been to Europe will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just it's like you've gone from one planet to another and experiencing another planetary lifestyle, you know what I mean, by being away from the UK. I mean, today we're parked here and it's great, isn't it? But yeah, I wouldn't stay here tonight because the gates got locked at 9, so you can't get off. Right, enough further ado, let's go inside. Come through to the west wing. Yeah, there's box storage up here, box storage up there, and there's little hangy things on there I can hang things on. Little trinkets and stuff I've collected over the years. Yeah, I'm 6'2", so yeah, I can stand up in there, no problem. This is just cupboards full of stuff. I know where everything is, but can't find it sometimes. This is my little trinkety corner, where there's like, you know, odds and sods I've collected over the years and just gets dumped there. I haven't got an inverter and I've nothing like that, so I can only use my sockets if I've got a hookup. That's just for the TV aerial if you have a TV. This is my gas locker. This is where the 2 11 kilo bottles live. Control panel here, that's the Aldi system I told you about, where you just click it on there, tells you how cold it is, and then if it's cold enough, it'll kick in. That's the drop down bed controls, which is this. I've just got to move this out of the way a bit, but this is the drop down bed. So this little key goes inside there like that, and then that is a drop down bed, double bed. It's just, I've never used it, but I've been told it's comfortable by people who have used it. Yeah, this is a 6-berth motorhome. This is a double bed, it sleeps 2. That is like a queen size, I would say, what's supposed to sleep 2, but I wouldn't like 2 people on that. And then the area at the back, to the U-shaped lounge, turns into a bed where I sleep. I've never slept on it, but I must try it one day. People say it's dead comfy, but I've never tried it. But yeah, it's great. This is what I wanted. I wanted this type spec motorhome because of this, because of the drop down bed. I needed a 6-berth. Well, the kids, when they were younger, when they were 6 and 7, when I first got it, I was going to get a 4-berth. They didn't want to sleep together, so because they knew that was what was going to happen. So I'm not sleeping with her, so I had to buy a 6-berth. So they did me a big favour. Little did they know when they were 6 and 7, that would do me a massive favour by getting a 6-berth motorhome. I tell you what I do, I have done, if it's just a little secret. If I go anywhere what's might be a bit dodgy, might get broken into or whatever, I'll put all my valuables in there and lock it up. Yeah. So they'll never think of going, oh look, I wonder what's in there. Yeah. Right, underneath here is just stuff. It's just like loads of stuff. This area is the dining area, what never gets used, because I always sit in the back and eat on a tray in the back. Well, I've had 10 people sat eating at the back in the past. Got the table out, which is inside that wardrobe, and I've had it out and we've had 10 people sat in here eating. Or bring your own food and just eat and take your plate home. Not leaving me with all the plates to wash up. And that's just all full of stuff. It's all full of stuff. It's got a fridge freezer, it's got a cooker. Did have a microwave which I took out. But you've got all the luxuries you could ever want, haven't you? You've got your dining area, your seating area, which is separate, and your sleeping area, which is separate. You've got everything really. Yeah. Brilliant. You're selling it to me. And I live in it. This is the kitchen area, obviously. And food stuffs, drink stuffs in there. Water. I don't drink water out the tap because you just don't. Everyone uses bottled water, so bottled water's there. Fridge freezer is in there. My full-size cooker, grill, oven, and 3 rings. One's electric, which I don't use unless I've got hook up, which I very rarely have. Another food cupboard. There's a crockery cupboard there, and this is my food cupboard. Did have a microwave in, but I took out because I didn't need it. That's my skylight there, there's a skylight there, skylight at the back here, which opens up like in the summer. That's the ideal. This is my toilet and my shower. So that's a full-size toilet in there. It's the best shower I have ever had. It is so warm, honestly, it's boiling. There's a radiator here, which is a bit wasted really, because it should be in the main living area, I've always thought. but they put the biggest radiator in the bathroom. I don't know why, but that's what they did. This is my wardrobe with all my clothes in. That's in there, an old storage area for shoes, rucksacks. That is for the bunk bed, for the bed there. Yeah, that hooks up to there. There's a table in there as well, what I've used for when I'm entertaining. But yeah, that's what we slept, that's what we had when we 10 people sat eating in here. This is my sitting area, lounging area, sleeping area. This turns into my bed, which is about 7'4" long by 6 foot something wide. It's very comfy. Got a TV there with a hard drive. I don't watch normal TV. Yes, I use this as a little table. This is part of the bed because the bed comes out like that. And then when it goes in, I use that as like a shelving area for putting your brew on or whatever you do. And all my cushions I've collected. Some have been gifted to me. It's ideal, isn't it? It's brilliant, isn't it? I love it. The garage space is dead limit. They only got a little thing here what they put in. There's all stuff in there. But yeah, the garage space is not good at all. It is not good. But literally garage space is what you can see here. These are storage areas as well. There's bedding in there. There's a kayak. It very rarely comes out. Yeah, if you're looking to, yeah, I would definitely look at a motorhome. It's just for the luxury and for the, you know, just for that space, which is well what we need. And people say, oh, I can't stand up in my van, but as you can see, I'm 6'2" and I can stand up in this, and it's just ideal. My little sari bunting. I don't wear a sari like, but they're not mine. Yeah, you got to put your own personal touch on you into it. The clock from Luxembourg. Just try to make it as homely as possible. You know what I mean? Make it like a home, and it's not just like a bland factory fitted motorhome, which is what it is. But yeah, I love it. I love it. I can't complain.
Frequently asked questions. You've been living in this for 9 years. What do you do? You need bank account, address and insurance? Oh
yeah. My bank account is registered at my daughter's house. My doctor's is registered in Manchester, my daughter's house. Insurance, driving licence, logbook is all registered there too. No, just don't worry about it. As long as you've got an address, you don't have to worry about anything really, because everything just goes there. So if anything, you know, if you get a parking speeding fine, it's going to find its way to where your van's been registered, and then they will let you know, so no one comes around knocking at the door. Yeah, I won't worry. Don't worry about anything like that, because it's all fixable. Nothing you can't fix. My advice to anyone who's looking at this is just do your research. Pick a van you want to live in, what you're comfortable in. Self-builds are great, and they've got the stealth capability, whereas my van doesn't have that luxury, but I've got luxuries inside. I know you've got, you know, other vans have the same kind of thing, you know, but it is a massive van inside, and there's loads of room for me, and I'm not crouching down and anything, but just do your research and see what you want. If you want a self-build, do a self-build. You know, but if you want a bit of like luxury, then look at a motorhome, definitely, and do it that way. It is accessible if you've not got children or dependents where you've got to stay around. That'll make it a lot harder for people to have that freedom you've got if you haven't got them. You know, you haven't got people you need to look after or whatever. But if you can do that, if you've not got anything like that, then this is the lifestyle for you, definitely. Just try it. You can always go back if you don't like it. You can always sell it and go back to how it was. That's how you've all got to look at it, haven't you? I don't want to go into bricks and mortar again, really. But you never know, do you? You know, you can say never, can you, really? You don't know what's around the corner, health-wise or whatever. Something happens, you need to look at, that's where you're going to have to go, aren't you? Unless you just park your van up somewhere and just live in it. People always ask you, like, are you lonely? That's one of the questions everyone gets asked. Oh, I must get lonely in a van, but it doesn't get lonely in a van at all. You would be lonely, like a lot of people have said, you're lonely in a flat, lonely in a house. You're not lonely if you've got people you can see and people you can talk to or whatever and visit, then you're never lonely, are you really? So I don't think that's not really something I would think about. Oh, if you're a couple, it's ideal, isn't it? You got each other. But then that comes with another side of it where you get sick of each other, or you're together too long, aren't you? And then I know people who've had to buy separate vans because they're just like, they can't stand it anymore. You're doing me head in. thanks for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed being interviewed. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram under Manc on the Move, or on YouTube on Manc on the Move. So thank you very much for watching.
All right, guys, well, thanks for tuning in there, and a big thanks to Alan for sharing a story with us and showing us around.
Make sure to follow him on the socials. All the links will be down in the description. And we hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure you're subscribed. See you in the next one.